Yeah. Yeah, I think I saw that somewhere. I'm trying to, probably read on it. And then Take it. Hello, Inspirata. Thank you for coming to our 416 board meeting. We had quite the executive session. So, we're a little bit late coming here, but we're good. Before we go into our meeting, our official meeting, I wanted to do a couple of community highlights. So the association would like to recognize Inspirata resident Harold Freeman. He noticed 5 on Via Ferenz by Aventura Park that needed repair and took action. Harold not only contacted the city of Henderson, but he met with them on site to identify the lights that needed to be fixed. The lights were repaired in a timely manner. This is a testament that when residents reach out to the city of Henderson, issues get resolved much quicker than when the association reaches out. Thank you, Harold. And then we would also like to recognize and thank our courtesy patrol. They worked with the association and Henderson Police to identify and track down the young people who were recklessly riding dirt bikes around the community in the common areas, creating safety hazards and vandalism at the overlook. One shift lead officer was relentless in her task of observing and reporting, which allowed police to catch the bikers before they could flee the property. As a result, all the bikers' parents were notified, and the bikers have been trespassed from all Inspirata CA common areas for 2 years. So, if you happen to see these mischievous youngins, immediately contact City of Henderson, because they are quite aware. They're called the little spider gang. And so we caught the majority of them, but I'm sure there's others.
That's what they call themselves.
All right, I am gonna go actually move into the actual board meeting. We're gonna call the meeting to order at 6:05. We have a quorum established. And I think everybody's familiar with our board, but if not, we have nameplates, okay? So, first line of business, Jeff, we're gonna open the sealed bids for agenda items. Now we're gonna move to the homeowner forum. All right, I did a lot of talking in exactly. So, the homeowner forum is live streamed online, and a link will be provided for all homeowner registrants to participate virtually by submitting comments that will be read aloud on their behalf during the opening and closing forum, homeowner forums. Comments can be submitted using a web form that will be provided to all participants at the start of the meeting. This meeting will be video recorded and posted online shortly after the meeting. So the homeowner comments that we received prior to the board meeting. We had a request to add a crosswalk on Bicentennial Parkway to connect the wash that is located between Via Ferenz and Via Contessa. The city's already approved this, but we do not have a timeline. And I do want you to know, we responded to, the management team responded to each individual here that I'm going to tell you about. Announced post rules that address golf carts. Inspirata CA is not a golf cart community, recently published in the community services newsletter. Vehicles speeding on public roads, install speed limit sign, mini poles, speed bumps, etc. Provided City of Henderson contacts, and we will continue to follow up. Request to disallow trim lights, permanent holiday lighting on backyard side of homes. We are having our DRC community standards address this. Courtesy Patrol survey results recently included in a community notices newsletter, and thank the management team for the kinder, gentler approach to violations. You're welcome. Inquiry on more pools being built. None is close to his neighborhood. There are plans to build a park with another Inspirata pool, but we do not have a timeline established yet. Request to allow owners to pay assessments automatically via credit card. Provide information on all current ways to pay assessments. Those are the many comments prior to the board meeting. Now I'm going to open it up to, do we have any online for what was on the agenda? Okay. With the homeowners present in person, do you have any comments to make on agenda items? Okay, hearing none, here, get this rolling. All right, board. Meeting minutes. The board will consider action to adopt the minutes of the last board of directors regular session meeting held on January 16, 2024. Motion to approve? I motion.
I second.
Second?
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Financial statements. Review and accept financial statements. The board will consider action to approve the association's monthly financial statements for the period of December 2023, January 2024, and February 2024, subject to audit. Motion to approve, subject to audit?
Motion.
I second.
Oh, wow, I'm getting close. I got that. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion carried. And we are up to our management and committee reports. We're gonna have the city of Henderson update from former Councilwoman Jerry Schroeder, who will provide the report on behalf of Council Schultz. Jerry cannot stay afterwards, so.
I can now.
Oh,
It's okay. That the finger is over and
I
I
was
was
ready.
ready to drop her off.
I was ready to say, if you have any questions, send them my way, okay?
That's okay.
All right, you got the mic.
Okay, thank you. Well, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here again on behalf of Councilman Dan Shaw, the city of Henderson, to give you an update. Now, I'm gonna go through this. I'm not gonna read everything because there are 7 pages. So if you want to get the full report, Sharon and Shawnee have got the full report, but I'm just gonna do the highlights here. And speaking of the Henderson Police Department, the most state-of-the-art police substation is now complete. It is over at Volunteer Boulevard and via Inspirada. So when she says they will respond quickly, they're here. So they're gonna be here very quickly. So it's very exciting to have that, the new station over there, the substation over there. It is the home of the dispatch center, a police academy, as well as a future K-9 memorial site. Inspirada Station Hotel and Casino, although the casino has been approved on this site since 2006, 18 years ago. Station Casinos is now proceeding with the site plan and architecture for a new casino and hotel. The development agreement and future design review for the overall site layout and architecture of the new casino was approved at the December 5th, 2023 City Council meeting. An update to incorporate an additional 3.6 acres of land into the project was approved by City Council on March 5th, 2024. There are several apartments that are coming up that, so we've got apartments on Inspirada at Town Center. We've got apartments at Via Central North. The building permits are currently pending for the apartment building. There's apartments at Via Central South. Building permits are currently pending for the apartment buildings. And a 276 unit single family residential development. Staff approved the architecture on December 19, 2023. This is northwest of Via Napoli and Democracy Drive. Haas Automation, staff approved a minor amendment on October 13, 2022, a couple years ago, to reduce square footage and establish phase 2 expansion for building 1. A modification to the development agreement to extend the required completion date to December 2026 was approved by the City Council on March 5th, 2024. So that's going to be a while, another year and a half, or a little bit more than that before Haas Automation actually breaks ground. Then from there, you got all the buildings. The Fontanessi West End expansion, which is at the northwest corner of River Avenue and Raiders Way. This is the second phase of an industrial development for the Toronto Bakery. This was approved by Planning Commission on November 10, 2022. Building permits were issued in January 2024 for the warehouse building. Some development that's happening, southeast corner of Via Inspirada and Volunteer Boulevard. This is for the Dutch Brothers and a restaurant with drive-through facility for Chipotle. This was approved by Planning Commission on March 16, 2023, and the building permit for Dutch Brothers are currently pending. The M Resort expansion, this includes a 375 room hotel tower and a 33,300 square foot convention and meeting space. This was approved by Community Development and Services on July 20th, 2023. The Chicken and Pickle, we've been talking about that for a while now. Building permits have been issued for the restaurant building and some of the associated accessory structures. The Centurion mixed use is at the north corner of Via Inspirada and Via Centro. This is a diverse commercial retail use with 2 6-story multi-family buildings for approximately 600 residential units. And this project was approved by the City Council on March 5th, 2024. The Via Inspirada Retail Center is on the southwest or southeast corner of Via Inspirada and Bicentennial Parkway. The proposed multi-use commercial center consists of a medical office, emergency healthcare facility, convenience store with gas station, retail sales and services, a restaurant, and a restaurant with a drive-through facility. The project is not currently scheduled for a public hearing. Staff is waiting on the applicant to update their plan before moving forward with the review and approval process. So I'll just keep you updated as that goes through. Development along Volunteer, there are several housing developments under design and construction along the south side of Volunteer from Via Inspirada to Gillespie. Along with this development, improvements are being made along Amigo, and the extension of Bermuda will be constructed to the south of Volunteer. At Via Novelia, full roadway improvements from Via Inspirada to Las Vegas Boulevard have been completed. Yay! Ribbon cutting was held on April 12th. So that's all done. One less thing that you guys have to worry about. Multiple intersection traffic signal projects. The design of traffic signals at the intersections of Gillespie and Volunteer and Bermuda and Volunteer, Bermuda and Erie and Amigo and Erie. Streetlights will be added on Volunteer between Gillespie and Bermuda as well. This project also includes various traffic signals north of St. Rose Parkway and miscellaneous areas of small roadway improvements. The overall design is expected to be completed in the spring of 2024, and then the project will move into construction. So right now it's the design, then it'll move to construction. On Seven Hills, rehabilitation of pavement and ADA enhancements at various locations continues. This construction is expected to start in mid-summer. And that's over at Seven Hills Drive from St. Rose Parkway to Brent Hills Drive. And then on Eastern Avenue, from Horizon Ridge Parkway to Anthem Parkway, rehabilitation of pavement and ADA enhancements at various locations. This is currently designed and is scheduled to advertise once the Seven Hills project is complete, with an anticipated construction schedule of 4 to 6 months. And then Via Inspirada and Via Da Vinci Signal, construction of a new traffic signal at the Via Inspirada and Via Da Vinci intersection. Design was put on hold at a 90% complete due to the adjacent development site plans. The adjacent site has been confirmed and the final design on the signal has begun. On Gillespie Street from St. Rose Parkway to Bruner Avenue, the project is in the final design phase and is tentatively scheduled to advertise for construction bids the fall of 2023. So that's what apparently they've already done that. But the next part is the construction phase. And then Maryland Parkway and St. Rose improvements. This project is adjacent to the Chicken and Pickle development. The project started January 2024 and is anticipated end date is June 2024. And then the final thing, of course, is contact Henderson, as Sharon had mentioned. If you see anything, if anything needs to be brought to the attention of the City of Henderson, just go on Contact Henderson, do a login. This is how I get these reports too, is I have to go through the Contact Henderson to request these reports for the councilman. And then they'll get you to the exact right department that it needs to go to. So there's no run around or, going to the front desk and they have to forward it and then they have to forward it. It'll get you right to the right place. So if there's something that the City of Henderson needs to know, go on Contact Henderson. If you see something that maybe a staff member of the City of Henderson does, that you said, wow, that was really cool that they did that, or they didn't have to do that, they helped me out. That would be really nice for them to hear that the staff is doing a good job too. So, but Contact Henderson, it's very easy to go on to. And then you get right to the right department to figure out whatever it is that needs to be fixed or something that needs to be notified for. Harold, thank you so much for contacting Henderson about the lights. You know, that's the one thing about, lights is the Henderson City doesn't really know what lights are out because there's so many of them. So as much information as you can, specific information is very helpful. So that ends my report. Thank you very much. And I can stay for the whole meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. New home closing. As of March 31st, 2024, there were 6,256 units paying assessments. This number includes homes in 10 benefited service areas that are fully built out, as well as 1,267 city homes. On the builder report, KB home closings from 12/1/2023 to 2/29/2024 was a total of 142 new homes. Whew. Facilities Department update. Facilities Director Jeff Kleiman is in attendance to provide a verbal report.
Alright, pool heaters were turned on March 15th, to kick off the start of the 2024 pool season. Lisa pool furniture has been reupholstered and available for resident use. The community pools handrails have been coated and or refreshed with the cool grip coating to prevent swimmers from getting burned on the raw metal from the summer heat. Solar bollard lighting and a park bench has been installed around the Pocket Park in KB Home Pod 72 on Saravel Lane. Tower Co is currently in process of extending the existing cell tower, service tower to provide space for T-Mobile. The project is ongoing and anticipated to last several weeks. Brightview completed this year's tree pruning project earlier this year for trees 20 feet or larger. Brightview's completed applying pre-emergent to all the association-owned native landscape parcels throughout the community. Irrigation timers were set to 3 watering days, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the spring season, March through April, for the Southern Nevada Water Authority scheduled for its product community. 2024 city home roof inspections have been approved for buildings constructed in 2007 to 2009 and 2018, and in the process of scheduling. The association will provide notice ahead of start of the project once it has been confirmed by the roofing vendor. Vehicle hinge replacements have been approved for the following gated neighborhoods: Escala, Terraces, Altera, and Park. Parts have been ordered and the project will be scheduled soon after delivery.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yep.
So for the compliance committee update, the design review committee update, our lovely Sonia Lindquist is in Florida getting ready to celebrate her son's wedding. So we are gonna have community standards coordinator Ernest Young fill in for her.
Thank you. There were no fines or waivers requested for this quarter. Non-compliance letters sent in the first quarter were 2,112. Stage 1, which is our friendly letters, 1,600. 77%, 79% of those. Stage 2 are violation letters. There were 129 of those, which made up 6%. Stage 3 are hearing notices. There were 18. Makes up 1%. Stage 4 for the hearing outcome, there were 4 of those, made up 1%. Stage 5s are our continuing fines. We had 284 of those, which is made up 13% of our overall number. 94% of our stage 1 concerns came to compliance before escalating. The makeup was 47% for landscaping, which is weeds, tree trimming, shrubs, etc. 16% for rubbish and debris, waste receptacles, and unstored items were those. 10.3% for holiday decorations. 7% was made up for architectural concerns, mostly backyard landscaping. 1% were for unsightly items. 1% were due to our parking policy, and the remaining percentage were for regular, like odd decorations, sports equipment, noise, pets, animal concerns, and flag displays. For design review, there were no appeals on denied applications. There were 223 applications downloaded, 48 approved, 3 auto declined, 48 approved with conditions, 66 auto approved, 4 were withdrawn. Most applications are for solar, initial backyard landscape, and landscape modifications. The design review committee has recommended approving the updated guidelines for, zero state modifications. That's all.
Thank you, Ernest. All right. Social Committee Lifestyle Update. Lifestyle Director Tasha McMillan is in attendance to provide a verbal report.
Here's a recap of events and programming for the first quarter and a preview of what's ahead for the second quarter. Since the last board meeting in January, by resident request, we held the Out with the Old Shred, Recycle, and Donation Day event. We partnered with Assured Document Destruction and Nevada Recycling. The shred and recycling trucks reported they had a very steady, thorough day. To inspire residents and to make 2024 the year they accomplished their goals and their dreams come true, we held our Vino and Vision Board event. This was a 21+ event due to alcohol being served. All the registered residents attended, and we had a couple of walk-ins, and it was a good time. In the month of February, backed by popular demand, we held our corks and cubic wine tasting with Ada's Wine Bar. The event sold out. We had $25 ticket purchase, which created $550 for revenue that goes back into the lifestyle budget, so we can continue to hold more wine tasting events. And many requested that we do more wine tasting events throughout the year. Community partners, Sloan Canyon, partnered us to host the Sloan Canyon Speaker Series with the Nevada Department of Wildlife. Per the Nevada Department of Wildlife, the event must be open to Esperanto residents and the public, and the registration was required. 30 people registered, 24 attended. Those who did attend were engaged, asked questions, and enjoyed the presentation. More Sloan Speaker Series are scheduled throughout this year. In the month of March, we brought back Water Buster Week to give the kiddos something to do in the community for spring break. In addition to lawn games that were available all day throughout the week, the lifestyle team partnered with community partners and provided structured activities each day. Henderson Libraries joined us for story time and activities for all ages. Cowabunga Bay came by with freebies, and the lifestyle team provided crafts for all ages. We had approximately 100 participants each day, and the feedback is very positive. We also held our second St. Patrick's Day Silent Dance Party. And despite the weather being rainy and windy for most of the day, it cleared up just in time for the event. And we had approximately 200 attendees. 3 partner sponsors attended along with Curtis Patrol, who engaged in a resident meet and greet. Gutierrez and Co. provided the bar amenities for our 21+ guests. The entry ID check-in station was made by social committee members Kelly Michael and Carl Friedman. The event was once again received good feedback. With Easter coming earlier this year, we had photos with the Easter Bunny separate from the Spring Festival. Residents were able to choose from 4 time slots. Each session filled up for a total of 200 registrations, with the wait list activated with 56 registrations. Due to the 50% flake rate and last-minute cancellations, walk-ins were allowed. The event wasn't busy as expected, but attendance was steady. The slow but steady pace of the event allowed families to take their time and not feel rushed for their photo shoot. Spring-themed cookies and chilled sparkling apple cider were provided as refreshments. Families received printouts of their photos immediately following the shoot, and the photographer provided the lifestyle team the link for the families to download their own digital photos. Overall, the feedback was positive, and families who came out enjoyed the event. We also gained another Hummingbird partner sponsor, Henderson International School. They had started the process back in December because open enrollment for this year is in October, but because they had started the process, we allowed them to go ahead and join. For recurring programming events, we brought back Food Truck Fridays. They are now being held on the last Friday of the month until June before it gets too hot. We are continuing to host blood drives with the Red Cross and Vitality Blood Services. Both organizations continue to report good turnout from the Esperanto community. The Fresh 52 Farmers Market continues on the first and third Saturdays of each month. And for this month of preview, we have held our annual spring and garage sale on Saturday, April 6th. All the trucks reported that they did well. We had Assured Document Shredding, Nevada State Recycling, which is an electronic recycling, Salvation Army, and Goodwill. The city of Henderson brought the Shakespeare Festival back to the pavilion this past weekend. Even though it was windy, we had close to 200 attendees, and everybody had a great time. Our first signature event of this year is our Spring and Earth Day Festival. It will be held on this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Solista and Capriola Parks. This year's theme is We have Earth Day festivities, and we are providing an out-of-this-world experience, so be sure to join us this Saturday. We now have 2 editions of the weekly newsletter, the Inspirata View. Already started receiving those. The first one on Monday are your community notices, so these like notices for your board meeting and things you need to know that are very important. And then we have our events newsletter, which will continue to be published on Thursday at 1 p.m. So that's all your community events. And last but not least, we finally received our National Night Out Award. It is posted in the front office at the clubhouse, so make sure you go by and see it. And that concludes the lifestyle report.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
All right, the Community Enhancements Committee report and the Service Area Committee's update. Assistant Community Manager Shani Bazzi is in attendance to provide a verbal report.
Okay, for the Community Enhancement Committee, the PC Committee met on February 1st, 2024, and discussed various potential projects within the community, with the primary focus being the Inspirata Community Garden. All of the service area committees met in February. Park and State Service Area met on February 19th. The Escala Service Area met on February 20th with the biggest turnout I've seen since I've come to Inspirata in July. I had 14 neighbors in attendance, and what a fun bunch. So, Milano Service Area was scheduled for February 20th, but canceled, so we are scheduled to meet again in May. The Toll Brothers Service Area met on February 21st. The Altera Service Area Committee met on February 22nd. I hope you all can hear me. Okay, I know that you said that you couldn't hear the live stream, so I hope you can hear okay. Please comment if you can. You said you couldn't hear the last meeting. Terraces Service Area met on February 26th, and Porto de Ferro Service Area met on February 28th. All service area committees discussed various enhancement ideas within their neighborhoods, as well as the upcoming reserve projects for the 2024 year. Also, I'd just like to mention, if you'd like to join the committees, and you live in these neighborhoods, please reach out to me or the HOA office.
Thank you, Shani. All right, we are on D, review and approve. Buckle in, we're going. Unanimous consent agenda. The board has taken the following unanimous consent action since the last meeting. 2024 insurance renewal. This item carried over from January meeting for clarification purposes. The board took action to approve the association's insurance policy renewals effective January 1st. This includes all master insurance policies. We added environmental policies starting in 2024, as well as coverage for the benefited service areas, including gated neighborhoods, the Toll Brothers Clubhouse facility, and the city home property insurance coverage. Motion to acknowledge. I second. I love you guys. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion carried. Acknowledgement of investments. The board will consider action to accept investments which the treasurer has initiated to remain within FDIC insured limits per the association investment policy. Motion to acknowledge first quarter 2024 reinvestment.
Motion.
Second.
Who's motion? Lisa. Okay. Sorry. All in favor? Aye. Carries. Consideration to suspend AAB online payments for accounts and collections. The board will consider action to approve management to suspend owner access to online payments of their accounts through the bank when a delinquent balance is turned over to a third-party collection company. This directive is in alignment with legislation passed under SB 378 and is expected to prevent confusion between the delinquent owner, management, and the collection company. NRS 116.3109C states, the internet website or electronic portal allows the association or payment processor to suspend the ability of a unit's owner to make a payment through the internet website or electronic portal concerning any past due obligation that has been assigned to a third party for collection. There is no material budget impact. Motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Oh, wow, you guys are great. All in favor, aye? Aye. Motion carries. Proposal for reserve study financial update for 2025 year. The board will consider action to approve proposal for reserve study financial update, level 3, note site visit performed, update component list with life and cost estimates, prepare financial analysis, 7-week turnaround for a cost of $5,250. The reserve study financial update will assist with budgeting for the upcoming year. This is a budgeted master operating expense not to exceed $5,500. Motion to approve.
Motion.
A second.
Two. All in favor, aye. Motion carries. Consideration to approve updated post orders and addendum to Securitas contract. The board held a workshop regarding courtesy patrol on March 1st, 2024. Topics of discussion included monitoring, summer hours, events, safety, pool patrols, cameras, standard operating procedures, reduction of hours, and a possible pay rate increase to attract a better quality officer. Expectations and requirements were outlined regarding the proposed amendment with a scope of 30-day implementation period and a 90-day probation period. The board will consider action to approve updated post orders and proposed addendums to Securitas contract. The last update to post orders was in 2018. Post orders were updated to reflect changes regarding patrolling of additional pools and revised language for standard procedures. Redline and clean versions of the updated post orders were provided to the board for review. I want to go ahead and move, there is no material impact for updating of the post orders. I want to go ahead and see if we can get approval of the post orders.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if the rest of it we put to the end of it in there and get through all the other stuff.
We can do that.
Yeah,
So can I get a motion to approve the updated post
post
orders?
orders, I'll motion that.
All right, so we're gonna move, excuse me, the addendum to secure contract to the very end of the meeting because there's some information that we would like to share on that. So we're gonna come back, recircle.
I could have more discussion then. Let's get through the rest of it.
Yep, I understand. We're gonna move this puppy back here. Consideration to approve additional 5-year lease for retail center located at 2016 Via Perens. That's Romano's. The current 5-year lease agreement with Romano's will be completed at the end of 2024 year for the retail center located at 2016 Via Perens. Romano's has reached out to request an additional 5-year lease with similar terms as the current lease agreement. Romano's continues to provide great food and other items to the community and continues to foster a beneficial relationship with the association as a community partner. The board will consider action to approve the additional 5-year lease agreement with proposed terms for base rent and percentage increase for each consecutive year. Proposed 5-year lease agreement information was provided to the board of directors for review. Budget impact, rent increased income will be budgeted for the upcoming years accordingly. Motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Aye. Motion carries. DRC recommendation to amend design guidelines regarding xeriscape. The board will consider action to approve DRC recommendation to amend design guidelines to add xeric landscape verbiage. The new guidance on xeric landscapes is to be added to help accomplish installations that will save water, yet fit with the surroundings of the neighborhood and community. The verbiage was vetted and approved by the design review committee and is presented to the board for final approval. The added xeric landscape verbiage to design guidelines was provided in the board packet for review. There is no material impact to the budget. Motion to approve.
I'll motion.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, 2024 City Home Repaint. Sealed bids were opened at the beginning of the board meeting. A request for proposal for this project was previously sent out, and we received sealed bids proposals from Unforgettable Coatings, Empire Works, and M2 Painting and Waterproofing regarding 2024 City Home Repaint that includes full repaint for 2024's total of 77 units, trim only for 2007 through 2009's and 2019's total of 286 units. The board will consider action to approve 2024 City Home Repaint after the bids are read. Further analysis may be necessary before the board acts. This is a budgeted reserved city homes expense not to exceed total allocation of $2,902.
That's right.
I'm sorry, $2,900.
$292.
$292. Sorry, guys.
All right, I'm done.
Yeah.
We're not gonna prove this.
Anyway,
So, but
Yeah,
I'm so nice.
you are up.
All right. Okay, we'll start with Unforgettable Coatings. They're one of our approved vendors that have been painting our city homes, since the beginning. They have two options they provided. Option one, the total is, $272,114. That comes with a 7-year warranty on stucco, a 3-year warranty on wood and metal. Their paint, they are often used on that one is the Sherwin-Williams A100 flat. Option two came out to a total of $286,171. That one comes with a 10-year stucco warranty, a 3-year metal and wood warranty. They opted to use Sherwin-Williams super paint for that option. And they do provide a 3-year fresh paint service plan with both options. Next one, M2 Painting and Waterproofing is another approved vendor that we have. They actually painted the exterior of this building. Their total came out to $272,680. It comes with a 10-year warranty for stucco, 3-year warranty for wood and metal, and they have a 3-year keep it right touch-up plan. So for stucco, they are often use super paint, wood and trim. They will often use resilience, and metal pro industrial. Last but not least, Empire Works. They are not an approved vendor at this time. Their total came out to $305,532. They have an 8-year warranty on stucco, 3-year warranty on metal, 2-year warranty on wood and labor. And they opted to use super paint and pro industrial.
Okay.
So
M2.
based off of that.
M2.
Yeah.
We like, they did this.
They did the exterior full.
Yeah, so we've used them before.
Unforgettable's done a lot,
Yeah,
Unforgettable's done a lot.
but these guys have a
Um,
3-year touch-up as well as the,
yeah, and they already have the 10 years.
Yeah.
right, the 10-year.
Yeah.
And then higher quality.
And I worked with them on this building and it was
Flawless.
easy.
They
Alright.
didn't make as much of.
We get a motion to approve M2 painting for a total of $272,680.
Yes, right, oh, yes.
Yes.
Just yes.
Lisa was first,
Just
Adriana
yes.
second. All in favor? Aye.
Okay,
Thank you, George. Motion carries.
goodness, something.
Common area turnover. The board will consider action to approve amendment number 1 to the Brightview Landscape Maintenance Contract, which accommodates common area turnover performed since the last meeting. This amendment includes streetscapes and common areas in KB Homes TC1, Pod 6-1, Pod 6-5, 53 city homes in TC1, 74 city homes in Pod 6-1, 16 city homes in Pod 6-5, 3 pet waste stations in Pod 6-1, 2 pet waste stations in Pod 6-5, 4 pet waste stations in Pod 7-2, and 2 pet waste stations in Pod 7-4. I say that. Anyway, the budget impact is on master operating, there'll be an increase of $3,783 a month. And for city homes operating, an increase of $1,287 a month. These are budgeted items. Motion to approve? Motion. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion carries. Solicitor Community Center HVAC unit replacement. The board will consider action to approve replacement of the Solicitor Community Center HVAC unit. Sunrise Service Inc. provided 4 options that vary by cost and warranty to replace the current Carrier gas package unit above the Solicitor Community Center. The current unit is old, does not work efficiently, and has been recommended to be replaced in the 2024 reserve study update. This is a budgeted reserve expense not to exceed $19,583. The breakdown for each unit proposed, the budget impact, we had option 1, which is the one the staff is recommending. 4-ton Dunkin' gas package unit, 5-year warranty on all parts, 1-year warranty on labor. And it came in at a budget impact of $12,468. Option 2 was a 4-ton Rude gas package unit, 1-year warranty on all parts and labor, and it came in at $13,258. Option 3 was a 4-ton ICP gas package unit, 1-year warranty on all parts and labor, reserve budget impact $12,874. And last but not least, 4-ton Carrier gas package unit, 1-year warranty on all parts and labor, reserve budget impact is $13,853. Staff recommends approval of the option 1, 4-ton Dunkin' gas unit because of the 5-year warranty on all parts, 1-year warranty on labor. And it has excellent reviews for this unit. The budget impact is a budgeted master and reserve expense not to exceed $19,583, which will weigh under. So motion to approve option 1.
And motion.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The board will consider action to approve proposal for a camera refresh replacement at specific locations. There are several locations within the community in need of updated functionality and capability for the camera system. The proposed camera refresh replacement project will provide the community with high resolution imaging, single pane management of all connected cameras, find and review footage to find specific incidents or activity, share incident footage with authorities for investigation and reporting. There's a 30 days of storage on each camera if connection to internet is lost. We don't have that right now. And a 10-year warranty for all Verkada hardware with current licensing. Take a drink real quick. Proposed locations. Install 2 new cameras and network gear at the Overlook. Replace 7 cameras and network gear at Solicitor Community Center and Pool. Replace 3 cameras and network gear at Potenza Pool. Replace 2 cameras and network gear at Aventura Pool. Replace 2 cameras and network gear at Atessa Pool. Replace 3 cameras and network gear at Village 7 Pool. Replace 2 cameras and network gear at Village 5 Pool. And replace 7 cameras and network gear at Toll Brothers Clubhouse and Pool. Installation of the new cameras is considered a master operating community enhancement expense. Replacement of cameras is considered a reserve expense. The budget impact, which includes a 5-year license fee, community enhancement master operating $7,360. Master reserve $36,309. Village 7 reserve $10,084. Village 5 reserve $8,224. Toll Brothers Clubhouse Reserve, $22,966. Motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Paver repair, the Overlook paver easement between 1916 and 1918 via the Renz and F.P. Coupler's Pocket Park. The board will consider action to approve proposal from Setco to repair pavers in various areas in the community. These areas have been affected by either tree roots or the ground shifting, causing some of the pavers to lift or become loose. The 3 targeted areas are F.D. Poplar's Pocket Park, the paver easement between 1916 and 1918 via Ferenz, and the Overlook. This is a budgeted master reserve expense in the amount of $5,500. Motion to approve,
Motion.
second?
Aye.
You got it. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Pedestrian gate locks replacement for terraces and Altera. The board will consider action to approve proposals from Ebby Iron Designs to replace the digital locks with simplex locks at the pedestrian gates throughout the terraces and Altera gated neighborhoods. The digital locks are not as efficient and stable as the heavy-duty simplex locks. Proposal also include installation of gate closers on some of the gates in each gated community to reduce gate slamming. Reserve budget for the terraces is $12,068 and the actual expense is $9,477. Reserve budget for Altera is $13,926 and the actual expense is $13,523. Motion to approve. All in favor? Motion carries. Landscape enhancement via Inspirata and volunteer monument. The board will consider action to approve proposal from Brightview for their landscape enhancement at the monument and median at the intersection of via Inspirata and volunteer. Many plants and trees declined due to the loss of a water source that was removed by the city of Henderson during the construction of the new police station along via Inspirata and require replacement. IB LLC has contracted vendors to install a new backflow and water meter near the monument to provide irrigation to the landscape around the monument and median. This is considered a master reserve expense with a budget allocation of $45,000 and the actual expense coming in at $26,406. Motion to approve. Second. Who was first? Me.
She's heard me start to say, what should they tell you that?
All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Landscape enhancement, Altera, Milano, the Estates. The board will consider action to approve proposals from Brightview for landscape enhancements in the gated neighborhoods of Altera, Milano, and the Estates. All of these landscape enhancements are considered reserve expenses and all are within budget for the 2024 year. Budget impact, Altera Reserve Landscape Enhancement, $9,321. Milano Reserve Landscape Enhancement, $7,789. The Estates Reserve Landscape Enhancement, $1,696. Motion to approve. Motion?
Second.
He said second. Lisa? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Spring 2024 seasonal plant replacement, Escala City Homes minor master common area. The board will consider action to approve proposal by Brightview for spring 2024 seasonal plant replacement for underperforming plants in common areas of Escala City Homes and minor area master. All expenses are minor operating landscape extras expenses budgeted in 2024. Budget impact is master operating, $398, Escala, $485, City Homes, $485. Motion to approve?
I'll approve that one. Motion to approve.
Second? All in favor? Aye. Woo-hoo. Motion carried.
Yeah, it's the last one.
Installation of solar bollards in the park gated neighborhood. The board will consider action to approve installation of additional solar bollards at Park neighborhood for safety purposes as a community enhancement operating expense. Recommendation by Park Service Area Committee. This budget impact is Park Community Enhancement Operating Expense not to exceed $18,682. Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
At the proposal of,
Eight.
no, it's 5350, but it can't.
No,
be
go to
that much.
no. The next page is the lighting technology. You're just looking at.
Oh.
Yeah, you're looking at subcode.
That's 13 additional.
$18,682.
Motion approved.
Second? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. We'll go back to our last and final. Our last and final. Proposed addendums, we had two proposals, proposal number one, proposal number two was sent to the board under separate cover for review and consideration. Both proposed addendums included an increase in pay rate for Curtis Patrol officers from $17 an hour to $20 an hour. For shift leads from $18 an hour to $21 an hour. And for the account manager, $24.88 to $28.88. As stated, this pay rate increase will attract a better quality officer. Now I'm going to turn it over to our president to give a little bit more information.
So this had a lot of discussion. I mean, it's enough discussion on Securitas that we put out surveys, regarding this. Today we've got over 6,000 homeowners here at Inspirata. I think when we did the last survey, sent out over 5,500 surveys, and we only get a couple hundred back, a few hundred back. So we're trying to make decisions based on the minimal surveys that we get back. Honestly, from what I recall from the surveys is that the majority of people don't want to get rid of the security patrol, not courtesy patrol. But maybe not real thrilled with the service we're getting. So that's where we went out and went back to Securitas and asked them about a pay raise, because when you're paying somebody, which say $14, $15 an hour, you get what you pay for, honestly. And if we were to go out to bid today, you wouldn't get anything near that price. So rather than start over, we figured we wanted to try to give it a chance as the preliminary thing, which she talked about earlier. 90, it takes about 30 days to get to transition. With a higher pay, you're going to get a more experienced courtesy offer, which means you would probably see some different faces. There might be some that would be the same because you have some good ones, but some the same. We think that that's imperative to at least pay a little bit more to get a better quality group of people. Then the other discussion we had is, do we stay within the budget you have today? But to do that, you have to reduce an entire shift. Today you have three people, 24 hours a day that monitor Inspirata. And you figure that's 3 people for 6,000 homeowners plus all the parks and areas. To stay within budget, you have to reduce that to 2 people a shift. You would be reducing that 168 hours every week for your patrol. The kind of our discussion has been, and it's been even a varied discussion amongst our board, but we kind of came to some agreements that ideally I'd like to give them a chance to bring in a better quality person. It takes 30 days. Then they have a 90-day probationary period. If it doesn't work, then we will cut that 3rd shift out, get back to where it's more in line with the budget and go out to bid. But if you don't keep the 3 people and give them a chance to see if it makes a difference, you're never gonna know. And we go out to bid right now and you're gonna pay a higher price anyway, and you don't know what you're gonna get. So that was kind of my motion to this board. Let's give it a chance. The head director or whoever of Securitas came in and made some commitments, changed some post orders, changed up the expectations. But if we don't give them a chance, we're never gonna know if it makes a difference. So that was kind of my recommendation to the board, and if you want to add any more to it.
No, I mean, you defined that really well. It's been a struggle because, what we often see as residents posted and talked about amongst each other isn't always really positive, right? But there's such a good point in the fact that only a few hundred people reply in those surveys. And in those surveys, nobody wants to get rid of courtesy patrol. And so if we want to keep them, it was a big enough hit to our I don't want to use it so negatively, but it was a big enough increase to our budget that as a resident, and talking to you guys as a resident, I don't feel comfortable just spending the money willy-nilly and not getting a better result. So I think Zach and I, this is the first time we've ever had massive agreements about something. And I think it was a fair conversation. And I think coming up with the idea of holding them true to a 90-day window of time and saying, these are your post orders. If the perception of the resident can change and we see a better response from residents, a better call response, all the above, the things that have to do with courtesy patrol. that, that we would go ahead and accept that as being our new standard for courtesy patrol. If it goes very poorly, I would expect that you guys have weigh in. You have to have residents weighing in, and don't be afraid to make comments and emails to the staff. They will tell the board, that's the best way to know what's going on.
And it's good and bad.
Yeah, good and bad. Yes,
Both sides of it.
Both
what your
sides.
Experiences are with courtesy patrol.
yeah,
Um,
and spread that around, like, spread it around your neighborhood.
But the other thing, we say it's a budget increase, but it's not an increase, it can be, the additional expense can be absorbed within the budget we have right now. It's not an assessment increase, it's nothing that's being passed on to homeowners, it's within the realm of what we can
Yeah.
afford.
Yeah, I'm gonna say one other really positive thing. I mean, I love having Zach on the board because he invests our money so well.
He does, he does.
He does, and he's done an incredible job, and when you see the interest earned and, yeah, and the things that have occurred has been really outstanding. It makes it easier to just approve a budget. Now, things that I have a harder time with is when the city cuts off the water and we now have to pay $26,000 for landscape. That's harder for me to swallow than this.
You just had to get it on record, didn't you?
I did because she's Jerry.
You're good and bad.
Yeah.
No, Jerry, that was directed towards you.
That was directed toward her, but she's smiling still. So, you know, those are harder than knowing that the resident is paying for something that actually ensures the quality of their living.
But we're still.
Okay.
You have more to add to the.
No, we've had a lot of discussion about this, and trust me, I am looking out for your pocketbooks, and when we say, okay, there's a line item increase, red flags go up. We've discussed this for so many hours, and I think we came to a kind of good solution in doing a 90-day trial, just to see what we get.
So it'll take 30 days of a transition and then the 90 days starts. So as we're looking at April, I think it would start May 1st.
May 1st.
So the budget increase doesn't happen until,
Till May 1st, and then that gives May, June, and July.
yeah.
All right, we have a meeting in July or August.
July.
We have one in July.
And ideally, it would be great to get homeowner feedback
Yes.
for, you know,
Correct.
from now until that July meeting, because we are gonna be discussing that come July. Do we continue on with Securitas, or do we look to go out to bid? But you've got 3 homeowners on this board, and so I honestly do, I listen to the homeowners a lot. It's hard. I have my business sense, and it's not just Katie, it's a business sense, but it's also, I'm really looking out for the homeowners too. You know, I know a lot of people think us builders are awful, but I've been on enough boards that I want to make your lives better. We want you to tell your friends that, you know, we're great communities to live in. So we really do have your best interests at heart.
So based on that, are you ready to make a motion?
Based on all of that.
Based on
All
all of that.
I got the lingo down.
Yeah.
Then I'll make a motion and we'll see where it goes. My motion would be to accept proposal number 1 to keep the staffing as is. That would start on May 1st for a 30 or 90-day trial period, and then reassess at that time to either continue with the contract or
Go out to bid.
go out to bid.
Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
Any further discussion?
No, I trust that we're gonna stick with that.
Yeah, no, we absolutely.
Okay.
I am on board with that one.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you for providing the input, the entire board. This was discussed, like Zach said, for many, many hours. When we had our board workshop, we discussed and discussed and discussed, and then we've had several discussions since then, knowing that this was coming up as a board item.
Yeah, we don't take it lightly. We know it matters to everybody here. It's an important topic for this community. So we're trying to do it right.
All right, so that comes, we're finished with the action items, and it comes to your favorite part of the meeting, we know, the closing homeowner forum, or anything. So, we need to check with Kara and see if, none, okay, you received no homeowner comments from online or live stream. So, we will open it up to those in person. Do you
Navy,
have any comments or?
yeah, Navy.
Yes, sir.
I'm just curious as to what you attribute, paying more money for better quality. Where do you find the deficiency and what do you define as better quality? Because my opinion of the, courtesy patrol, I mean, I know a lot of them. They have no authority. They can't do anything. They can't step on your property, they can't touch your door, they can't do anything. All they can really do is call the police, which we can do. I was just curious, is what do you think the improvement would be? Just by paying them more money?
So some of it, I mean, obviously it's gonna be better FaceTime. I mean, I've heard, I don't live here, I've heard that, it's some of the way they act, the way they, interact, I guess.
That's training.
Exactly. And that's
Exactly.
why on a higher pay scale, we get a more experienced
Period.
person here. They will, some of the personnel would be, is gonna swap out.
Yeah.
They've had a high turnover as a result of a lower rate of pay. And when you have high turnover, you have an issue with,
Feeling like you belong.
Yeah,
That you're part of the
we-
community.
well, and what I really want is for a community that talks to each other, including your courtesy patrol. But when you have issues amongst each other, if you have a courtesy patrol that is committed, is here for longer than 3 months, but years at a time, they'll actually contribute to that community.
I know a lot of them. And one of the problems that they, said to me, they get no respect whatsoever. So one of the reasons you have quite a turnover is because they feel they're pointless. So they feel what's.
Well, their post orders are being defined better. And as they bring on staff that is a little bit more qualified, no, I don't want to talk negative about anyone's, I don't know any of them. I know you do because you live real close to.
On the right bus.
I know. And so you get to see them frequently. I do not, my interactions hasn't been fantastic. And so. Yeah, you bring on these people, they're gonna stay longer and you're going to hopefully build that perception and their new post orders are gonna be shored up a whole lot better than they are right now. They hadn't been updated in a long time. There's many things that they can do better than they've been doing. So we've ensured that, and we have a new police station right here. So the response time for both could be significantly better, will be significantly better. If we need it, let's hope we never do.
I mean, the respect thing comes from the community, kind of the perception from the community, and we can't change that. Post orders won't change that. Going out to bid, I mean, if another courtesy patrol comes in, they're gonna have the same capabilities. It's not, they're not security officers, like you said, they're courtesy patrol, but hopefully they're helping to identify and deter, some of the shenanigans or whatnot. I don't know the right way to phrase it, but that I thought was kind of some of the idea, because the surveys that do come back say, we're not happy, but we still don't want to get rid of it.
Right.
So obviously it brings us some kind of a comfort level to residents that live here, that they think that they do offer something.
And they recently, I think they know that this is happening. This is not news to them. They know, as employees, they know, as a company, they know. And the little motorcycle people got, the courtesy patrol was part of getting that taken care of and connecting that to City of Henderson, because they have a much clearer understanding of what they can do based on these new post orders. You saw us approve them today, but it's not like they haven't already seen them, reviewed them, and had conversations amongst each other. That was a huge deal. There were people in this neighborhood who were distraught over what that little group of kids was doing.
And like bringing them, didn't you say they came out to one of the events and it was kind of more of a meet and greet? You know, it'd be nice
Yes.
to just get more engagement with them and the community, you know, and the community to get to know each other, to get to know what can we do, what can we, you know, how can we work together?
So
We're paying them all this money, work with them, not against them.
right, and so we do want to have that engagement with Courtesy Patrol. So we now have started the meet and greets, right? We've also started highlighting individuals that, just so you can get to know a face
Yes.
and know what they do, okay? And if, when they're available. It's just making them more personable, making them so that you don't have to go up and go, hey, Courtesy Patrol, you're gonna go, hey, sunshine, da, 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 right? It's that personal approach, but it's getting the community engaged, getting Courtesy Patrol engaged, because we've got the complaints that they never look up, they never wave, they're, you know, and that's what we're addressing with a better quality officer. And our expectations have been spelled out, and we do expect high standards, and so take the risk, take a 90-day probation risk and see what our results are. The board already said, if they do not meet our expectations after 90 days, we're gonna go out to bid. Go ahead.
On that same topic, you talked about updated post orders. Is that something that's available for the homeowners to see? Because I see
Yes.
a lot of times, the residents don't even know what the responsibilities are of.
Yes, now that the board has approved the updated post orders, those will be available.
And so those could be put in a link on one of the newsletters.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm just wondering what the response of Securitas, brass to your, recommendation. What was their take, the management of Securitas?
Yeah.
How did they react to what you're proposing?
They were we had several meetings with, security cost management, and we said, this is what we want to get accomplished. This is not being accomplished currently. So we can either work together and
Or say that.
propose this, or we're gonna go out to bid right now. So of course, they said, yeah, let's work together, let's do this, we can do this. So they got both proposals, same as the board, and they are the ones that said, yes, here's addendum 1, if you approve that one, or proposal number 2, if you approve that one.
But they
So,
committed. They committed
definitely
to a
committed.
higher level of service.
Sure. Can I touch on that?
Yep.
As well, also, in the meets with the district manager and whatnot, they assured us that with us giving the pay raises, that they are gonna be able to get their top, like their guys that get paid that money right now wanna be here. The only reason they don't wanna be here now is because they would get the rate that Inspiratus pays, and they don't want that pay cut. But there's a lot of them that we've had here as flexes or have done full patrol, ended up want to get transferred to another community or or state flex because they make more money. That's it. If Inspiratus paid more, we would be there. And these are good officers.
Yes,
How will it be measured? How do you measure?
Yeah.
There was a big improvement.
I'm hoping that you can measure that. You, the resident, needs to be able to measure that for us as well. I can measure it from my own perspective, but I really, really want to hear like what, because we hear it all over
We hear the
Facebook.
negativity.
We hear all the negative.
I understand that, but bottom line is if you got 200 and some out of 6,000 homes here, you're not gonna get the feedback, honestly. It'll be.
I guess I'm
That's all
I'm
gonna
a-
say. It's gonna
I'm an
be interesting.
eternal optimist though, and you guys know that. I am optimistic about everything, and I've come into this with the most reservation of anything. So, I just, you know, let it be known and let your neighbors know that if anything happens, they can call that CP number and, you know, and that they can make comments to the staff, good or bad.
and we're gonna do a very aggressive campaign
That's,
to get the word out.
that's
Because
good.
we want to hear from you. We want to hear the good, we want to hear the bad. We want to continuously hear from
Did you
you.
guys see Monday's newsletter? Did everybody see Monday's newsletter? Yeah, so that, that kind of campaigning for them on Mondays, in the Monday newsletter will happen. Post orders we can put in that next Monday.
Tom?
I was just curious as to how many people here actually have had one-to-one, face-to-face contact with one of the courtesy patrols.
Every time, like, if I've ever called the security patrol, they're super nice, super polite. I have had no issues, and their response time is great. They're on it. I'm not trying to rain on anything, but I've had a great experience with them. I think, and this is my personal opinion, I mean, there's some people that are just almost, I don't wanna say they look for things, but I'm sure it can be improved, but in my personal experience and neighbors that I know, they're great. It's good to know.
That is good to know.
Yeah, but there are, I mean, I respect that there are people that are very like nitpicky about things.
Right.
I'm not nitpicky, and I didn't have a great experience more than once, and Jeff has helped me with some of that, and so. But I don't take my own personal experience, I need to hear that from everybody else.
Right.
I can't-
Okay.
Yeah, anyways, next.
So give us a
Yeah.
90-day chance. That's
Yeah.
what we're asking, okay? We can easily absorb the increase in our master operating budget, easily.
Well, people know it's not gonna cost them anything, I think they'll be like.
Correct, right, yeah. Yeah,
It won't cost you.
yeah, move on. Move on.
I have a few things. I am still curious if we ever followed up with City of Henderson about the neighborhood safe, like traffic safety study that we did, where we asked people to send us and the findings were sent out to City of Henderson, and then at some point we were supposed to follow up on it. I just want to make that.
So we did send those to the city of Henderson, but I will let you know, we have not heard back from the city of Henderson. But a follow-up, we'll work together to work that out.
Yeah, we probably did reach out to them for that.
Yes, before the next meeting.
And then this is kind of a question for Jerry. Do you know if there's been any work on the crosswalks at Bicentennial and Via Da Vinci?
Personally, I don't know, but I can find out.
And then, yeah, and then, the bulk of my concern is landscaping right now. So all the rosemary got pulled out, not all of it, a lot of, well, on the north end of Salisa, which is City of Henderson, they pulled out the rosemary and they have not planted it. They pulled out 3 trees and they have not been replanted. In my area on Campus Edge, the HOA has pulled out all the rosemary and, some of it has not been replanted. And it's been a while. And so I'm concerned twofold. What has been replanted is significantly less than what was there.
Okay.
And then I'm concerned about the stuff that has not been replanted, specifically around trees. It's my understanding that trees need plants around them to help retain the water and the soil and just to help them thrive overall. The more drip heads, the better off the tree's gonna do. And so I'm concerned now that we have all this bare rock and trees with no, like, ground cover, essentially helping the trees out. And so, I guess my third part of that is that, the rosemary was a pollinator friendly plant. And it would be my hope that whatever gets, assuming that the plants will get replaced, that they are also pollinator friendly. And not just something that's not.
Sharon, if I remember correctly, the reason to pull out a lot of the rosemary, this was a complaint from Inspirata Community Association because of the rodents.
Yes.
And so that's why they pulled back on a lot of the rosemary, is because there was a lot of rodents. And then from what I understand, they weren't going to be putting more plants in there, they were just pulling back because of the rodent problem.
They said pull it back, they pulled it all out.
They didn't pull it back, they ripped it out
Yeah.
and then left stumps
Okay.
everywhere, like little wood
On
stumps.
the south end, I don't think that's gonna be a big deal. I think it will grow back fine, and that wasn't Rosemary down there, that was something, else. I think that will come back.
Yeah, on the south end, but on the north
But
end.
on the north end, they
Yeah.
just pulled it out. so
It
it's
was
just all
weird.
rocks right now.
Yeah, cause they were doing that with, over in, Sun City Anthem area too. Because of the rodent problem, because all the rodents were hiding in there, and so there were a lot of complaints about that.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we got no plans. I just
But that's something, and Sharon, you and I can work on to
Follow
figure
up.
that out, yeah.
And I know, Barbara, you're very good about giving me the summary of everything, so once
Yeah.
you give me that, then I can follow up.
Yeah, that would be great, Barbara.
Yeah.
And then I would also be curious, like who makes the decision for like, we're ripping out 15, whatever, and then we're only gonna replant 3, like who makes the decision of how many plants get replaced, which plants get replaced? And like, what is the overall, I would like to know as a homeowner, what is the overall reduction in plants that's happening in my area? Because that's one of the things I love about my area is that, all the plants and the trees.
All right, we'll definitely follow up, we'll respond to all those queries.
And then, 2 more things, sorry. I know.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
I am really excited about the potential community garden. I really hope that, that we are gonna make some progress in moving forward on it. It could be a real jump for our community. And be a real positive thing.
I am also excited about the community garden. I mean, I was drooling when I saw the plans, the preliminary plans. We're still fine tuning it so that when we present it to the board, we'll have all our information. And we're gonna try to accomplish that in between meetings so that we can move forward. But oh my gosh, this is an exciting project for Inspirata. I mean, I personally have a community garden in my neighborhood where I live. This community garden puts mine to shame. I was like, wow, I mean, it is so very well thought of. And so as soon as we have it ready, we can send it out and let the board know, let the homeowners know, so you all can get excited too.
Right. I have 2 more.
Okay.
So I would recommend that I don't bring up new bollard lighting being installed in some of the areas. We have the privilege of having 2 different types of lighting over at the pocket park, over, off of the Estiva, I think. And they have the kind that like shines out, and then they have the kind that shines down, the walkway lights. The walkway lights are much better, and they seem to be, like, they illuminate the area much better. So if you have a choice moving forward, I highly recommend the kind that go down.
Yeah, we like that too.
And then my last thing is we just recently had our semi-annual kids clothing swap in the neighborhood. We took in 492 bags of clothes. Delivering all of the donations for the leftovers today. And I just would like to say that it is proof that we need a bigger clubhouse.
I agree. I need a bigger clubhouse, yes.
I would like to throw that out there.
All right. All right, one more?
I brought this up numerous times, both with the meetings here and with the city. I get a very polite response and we'll transfer it over to the proper department. I hear nothing. What I want is a stop sign. Via Saranova and via Furnace. That's a crosswalk that the kids use to get to the pool. Every single night. We have some.
I know what you're talking about.
Now, we have the kids with their bike and the wheelies, all, and there's a silver Porsche and a red Mustang that just go up and down, up and down. What it's gonna take to get that done, some kid's gonna get hit. And then there's gonna be a stop sign on the next one.
We already had, so I'm on the other side, this is. the
That's what
same
I'm gonna say,
thing that
views,
happened
so, I don't know, yeah.
in front of me. I saw a child hit on a bicycle.
Yeah.
A couple years ago.
And you can see on the corner there.
Which pool?
You mean right outside of Romano's?
Yeah,
Yeah, he means right outside of Romano's.
Where the walkway is.
we
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, little girl.
And, you can look on the corner and you can see that there used to be a sign there. It's been cut off. So, and then behind me on Designcaster or something like that, there's a stop sign that is totally useless. It's on a T section that nobody,
I know.
It doesn't need to be there. There's a reason to have stop on there. On the crosswalk, there definitely needs to be. And I realize that it's the city of Henderson, it's not the city's ability. But you carry more weight than the individual.
Oh, you'd be surprised, look what Harold was able to do.
How long does he have to wait there and complain before he gets?
Oh, it took me years to get rid of those big old rocks outside on Volunteer.
We will continue to follow the
years.
city of Henderson.
Yeah.
I'll call him again.
Yeah, great, please do it.
Yeah.
And let us know when you do, so we can add it to our, communication.
Yeah.
Sir?
Yeah, thank you. Speaking about stop signs. I live at, the gated community, via Lorenz and Pavilion by Aventura. That Toll Brothers section. So that's only, when you go from via Ferenz and you hit Pavilion and you're about to turn right into the gated community. So there's one stop sign in that, in that tri area.
Right there.
So to me, the efficiency of the traffic is very poor because
Yeah,
the one coming around from around the Aventura, I'm not sure if the school's over there or whatever. I don't really drive over there, but then when they come around from Pavilion, turning right on Via Ferenz to get to Via Inspirada, then, a lot of cars the cars are gonna be at the stop sign anyway, and they back up. So they're gonna back up anyway. If they stop, and if there's a stop sign where they are,
Yeah.
then the other cars can do their business. Things will be more efficient.
As it's gotten busier, it's a good time for the city to reassess where we need more stop signs. Yeah.
Definitely reach out to the city of Henderson, let us know when you do, and we will also add that to our communication.
So I go to city and
Yeah, go and contact Henderson.
contact them.
Yeah, and then that way they can get all of this for you.
And then everybody else in the room can do it too.
Yeah.
Power and number.
The better.
Yeah.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I just want to thank the association for addressing the situation with golf carts. I've been a big complainer about that, and I appreciate that, and I commend the field for their posting, and I invite them to make a little billboard type thing, like the bulk trash day, that instead of just running an article, and maybe that runs every week for summer months. Just a friendly reminder before I'm.
Any other questions? All right, that will conclude our meeting. We can move to adjourn. All in favor, aye, hallelujah. If we don't have-
I go with this way.